This is the global struggle. This is the war. You heard Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez say, we need to gear up for climate change and mobilize for climate change the way we mobilized for World War II. And what's so ironic about that is she then, in the same breath, she says, and we should stop mobilizing for wars. So we need to treat global warming like it's a war, but we shouldn't fight any wars. We shouldn't fight any actual wars. It's a total inversion. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said this on Twitter yesterday. She was trying to defend Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar doesn't like the Jews, and she hates the Jewish state, and Ben has talked about it on his show. She is anti-Semitic. I don't throw that word around lightly. I try not to use those sort of words. But she is exhibiting that. And so the left is trying to defend her. AOC is trying to defend her specifically. And so she tweets out, quote, I remember a time when it was unacceptable to question the Iraq war. All of Congress was wrong, including both the GOP and Democrat Party, and led my generation into a disastrous and long war that virtually all would come to regret except for the one member who stood up, Barbara Lee. Okay? Now, she then responded to this, and she said, oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, I meant Afghanistan war, my apologies. So she said, because we debated the Iraq war. I remember the debates over the Iraq war. But Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez doesn't, because she's got the memory and historical knowledge of a fruit fly. So she said, oh no, I'm sorry, I mean a completely different war. This would be a gaffe that would really matter if a Republican said it. With her, they ignore it. And then she doubles down. She says, quote, but honestly, we shouldn't have been in either war. And we should end the authorization of military force while we're at it. So this, she's that person who can't apologize. She's that person who gets something wrong, and then she sort of apologizes because she has to, and then she tries to tell you why she was actually right in the first place. She's doing that thing, which is just evidence of someone without any humility. But look at the radicalism of that statement. Because if she came out and said, I'm against the Iraq war, okay, a lot of people are against the Iraq war. Donald Trump in many ways is against the Iraq war. So, okay, that's fine. There are plenty of criticisms to hurl at the Iraq war. But she's criticizing any military response after 9/11. She's criticizing the Afghanistan war. She's criticizing the authorization for the use of military force after 9/11, after Islamic terrorists who were harbored by nation states took down our center of commerce, the World Trade Center, killed 3,000 American civilians, attacked our Pentagon, and tried to attack either the White House or the Capitol. And because of the heroism of people on Flight 93, were taken down before they could succeed. We are talking about the most significant terrorist attack on our nation ever. And she says, no, we shouldn't have responded. No, we shouldn't respond. There is nothing noble about this. There is nothing right about this. This is moral idiocy. This is like people who read the line, turn the other cheek, and twist that and pervert that line into a sick pacifism that would let the cruel rape the earth, rather than reading it as it is, which is a spiritual tactic and strategy for humility to defeat the Prince of Pride. This is a perverted pacifism. There is a sense that we have liberty. Liberty is good to protect. We like protecting our liberty, our traditional liberties, as they're embodied in institutions and our traditional rights as Americans. We want to protect those liberties. However, the protection of life has to come first. You don't have liberties without life. Protection, when they come into conflict, you do for a spell have to prioritize protection. And what these Democrats are doing is they're totally flipping it. They're saying that they're threatening both security and liberty. They're threatening our liberty through the Green New Deal. They're saying we're going to take away all your money, your house, your car, your rights, your political representation. We're going to basically undo the American Republican system, and we're going to outsource all political decisions to a little committee of Democrats. But they're also threatening our security, because at the same time they're saying we're going to mobilize for the sun monster. We're not going to fight any wars.